There was another problem inside the factory in my wheel shop where we had what is called primary fume extraction system for the electric arc furnaces. It was an underground tunnel, a big tunnel, 1.2 meter by 1.2 meter. And this tunnel was having water seepage problem, consistent water seepage problem. So we dug a well there in the basement below the furnaces, and this we put a auto pumping arrangement here, and this helped in diverting the water from the tunnel area to the well, and we could kind of mitigate that problem to some extent. And as a bonus, we were getting almost 20,000 liters of water every day. So after we started doing this project, beside the 3 lakh liters what we wanted for our plant, excess water was there. So we started using for, for flushing toilets and other things. Simultaneously, what we did, this is something, a new concept. It's a big, what the green structure you see. What I did was I diverted all the rooftop down pipes and put them in a structure which I designed. This is basically based on my bio toilet experience. I designed this structure where automatically filtration and sedimentation of rainwater will take place. And there will be an overflow system from this big pipe. It will just go to the cooling water system directly. I installed 4 of these, and we did some rough calculation. We were getting almost 25,000 liters from each of the these mega rain harvesters every day during the rains. So in fact, after all these projects, one more innovative thing what we did was we had this open drains which will collect the rainwater. So at the bottom most position, we designed this sedimentation cum filtration bed, which is, water is diverted to this area. There are some pebbles here, and then it, underflows, and then there is a overflow system, and finally very fine grit is there. And then it overflows into directly into the cooling water system. You can see this is the yield actually. This is last 2 projects, what I did was basically I had captured the potential energy of water also. So there was no pumping involved, just from the rooftop you do the filtration and sedimentation in midway and then pump it directly, let it flow directly to the cooling water system. This was another approach in which the surface runoff we captured. So after these wells and the rainwater mega harvester and this surface water, we were having always excess water in our ground level reservoirs of 18 lakh liters, which were used in the cooling water system. Almost after every rain, they will be overflowing. So we had excess water. In any case, it was going to the low-lying area, and all the excess water was going off to the neighboring lakes of Kutanalli and Yelahanka. So this did show in the our water consumption also, which we required for the cooling water. We started this project somewhere in April, May, and by October we kind of stopped taking BWSSB treated water for our cooling water, and this continued till around January of 19. In 19, during that time, it was slightly a hot season, and we had problem with water. We had to again resort to taking water from BWSSB. So I decided to put 2 more wells because I knew that that area is having water, but only thing, for between the 4 wells, only so much of seepage is happening. So the recharge rate is not enough to meet our daily requirement. So we went for additional 2 wells. One well was already there, this abandoned well. This we could not restore this, so adjacent to it we put another well. This is another site for the second new well. So this is one of the new 2 wells which we set up. Here also, here we used a very innovative concept because, instead of from the old wells to our pump house, the lead was almost more than a kilometer. So instead of putting, the another set of fresh piping one more than a kilometer there, these 2 wells we coupled with the bigger wells. And when we started the bigger well, these 2 wells were also pumping, but they will pump into the adjacent big well. And from there, that the main big HP pumping will be done up to the pump house. So this is how we saved on the, you can say, energy as well as piping cost for these two new wells. So with these six wells plus three wells which we had put in the factory premises, we had nine wells, and we became very proud owner of total nine open wells, highest number of open wells in a single campus in Bangalore. Next highest was Kavan Park with seven open wells. So that's the story about RWF. It did reflected in our average daily water source from BWSSB from 13 lakh liters. Very soon we were, almost went to 10 lakh liters per day, and it stabilized around that. Now this water is both potable and treated water as well as fresh water. So, but overall, our water footprint got reduced from 13 lakh liters to 10 lakh liters. It did reflect in savings also. These are the actual water bills, and you can see that we were getting almost 60 lakh rupees, 60 lakh annual savings on our water bill, of which was around 4 crores. 2021, there were rate revisions and other thing, and our consumption also came down, because of which there was a disparity. The overall it increased, but savings have reduced. In the year 21, I left RWF, so I had kept this data only up to 21. After that, I have not updated. I just hope that things are, in a similar manner. We, started thinking after this phase. We started thinking, where all we can use this water which is coming out. We were not using it for drinking. Of course, if we had put up a small treatment plant, this well water could have been used straight away for drinking. We were doing the water testing regularly, and all the results were quite good. So we started using it for gardening purpose. We had two fire brigades, so the fire brigade water will be taken from the wells. And of course, some toilets and other things. We started doing the piping change and use this water also. Uh, all our efforts, not only this, we did several other efforts in for air quality improvement and solid waste management and other thing. We got national level award of Ministry of Railways. That was the first time this award was constituted, and we were the first unit in the railways to bag this best performing production unit of Indian Railways on environment management. We did get some recognition from state government also. Uh, I must acknowledge a role played by Vishnath sir in this, because I was a novice and he kept on guiding me, including how to file for this Jal Rishi Purskar. So that's in short my journey at RWF and how we became water-wise there. I'll very quickly show what I did after that at Southwestern Railway. Based on this experience of creating harnessing water at a large scale and using it, because normally what we do is we are focusing a lot on recharging, but using it we are not concentrating. There in Southwestern we have a colony. There's a staff colony here, and it had a golf course also. So basically it was a huge area where lots of rainfall will seep in the ground. So I wanted to create again open wells here. Already one small well was there. So this project is still on. This is the golf course area, and what we thought was that we'll make four zones there, and each of four zones will have some kind of pond. And I work closely with the golf team so that these ponds will become part features of the golf course, and they will also help in recharging the water. And adjacent to it, one well was created. This was the second zone where we were thinking of, putting one small pond was already there to increase it and uh, take it as a water recharge area. This is another zone where we had planned different things. Still another zone. I'm kind of rushing. So this was the second project which I took up in Southwestern Railway. Uh, we also revived a lake. Actually, it was because of poor rainfall and other things. It has totally dried up in somewhere 2011 January and all. This lake was revived. It's a beautiful lake. It's in Hubli. It's called the Evergudhal Lake. It's around 300 acres big uh, lake, and we are getting water from this lake for our use also, almost 10 lakh liters per day. We are getting. And actually, this photo, if you look very carefully, there is a gentleman standing behind this small plant and is drinking water straight from the lake. It's one of the cleanest lakes I have seen across India, and water is really, really good. So, another thing in last 2 years I've been focusing is on solar pumping because we have this overhead tanks and we'll use electricity for pumping water, and then by gravity it will flow down. I try to pair the solar with water here so that from the ground level reservoir, automatic pumping, some baseline pumping will be done by the solar. And whenever you need additional, you can always kick in the electrical pumps. I mean, the mains pumps. So I think this is all I'd like to share at the moment. I'll close here. I think I already have a little bit of time overrun. Uh, that's it from my side.